Hey. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Tree of Life Church. Who are we? This is us. Boldly inclusive,
Yeah,
Justice
justice seeking
justice
community of
seeking
faith,
community of faith,
radically welcoming,
made up
made
of
up of good troublemakers.
revelation.
And UCC's title today was Good Courage for Justice, but I expanded it to Courage for Justice to become good troublemakers. All right. If you can't attend this live, you can still catch up. You can find our recordings of our service on YouTube, and we will also share the link to our Facebook page. Please like and follow both our pages. Thank you. And now our song.
My skin is alabaster, and I understand what that means. There's history in my color, and a burden in being this free. And the burden is the wall between you and me. But there's a love that's still turning over tables, and a love making blinded eyes see. There's a healing that's waiting in the water, that's still making saints out of rebels. My God is still making good trouble. I've grown tired of being so careful about speaking my truth with soft words. Out on the streets I'm fearful, even though inside I know my worth. But I'll never give up, even when it hurts, because love is still turning over tables, and love still makes the blinded eyes see. There's a healing that's waiting in the water, that's still making saints out of rebels. My God is still making good trouble. Good trouble. Good trouble. My God is still making good trouble. Good trouble. Good trouble. My God is still making good trouble. Even though we are all broken, there is a dream still worth holding.
I think I wrote this about a year ago. At Tree of Life, we are good troublemakers seeking social justice. That is not being political, it's right versus wrong. We don't endorse or support candidates or political parties. But in today's crazy world, that may seem political, but it isn't. Peaceful protest against social injustice is the highest form of love. You're standing up for your neighbors above yourself. What a wonderful expression of love for your fellow neighbors. And that little sign came from a United Church of Christ church that I saw on the internet, and I thought that was nice.
Good trouble. Yeah. Yes.
John Lewis quote. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. We have a couple volunteers for our call to worship.
I'll be one.
Okay. Who wants to do two?
I'll do two.
Okay.
The word of God is alive and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing until it divides soul from spirit, joints from marrow. It can judge our thoughts and intentions of our hearts. He knows if we are on the path of justice or not.
We cannot hide, for we are laid bare to the one whom we must render an account. We must act with courage and not be afraid.
Let us hold fast to our service for justice, just as Yeshua was tested, as you and I are constantly tested in this cruel, unjust world.
We approach these tasks with grace and boldness, so that we may receive God's strength and grace to help in our time of service to others as good troublemakers, as God intended for us to be.
Who would like to read the prayer of invocation?
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Oh God, you sowed the seeds of justice when you created this world. Though your bountiful creation has enough for everyone, it is hardly divided fairly. There are those who struggle to get their daily bread each day, and then there are those who have more than they can use in their lifetime. May we remember that all we have comes from you, and that you have entrusted to us all that we have. May we take your commandments to heart so we can do as Yeshua asks of us. Grant that we, O God, honor you as good troublemakers of peace, justice, and love. It is done.
Thank you, David. Who would like to read the prayer of confession?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Prayer of confession, Almighty and Holy One. We cannot begin to count all our possessions. We have things in our closets, our attics, and our basements. We have things tucked away in boxes we haven't opened in years, and still acquire more. We have so much stuff, and yet there are those in our community who can't fit all their worldly possessions in a shopping cart. We know that you, O God, will defend the poor and come to them in their need. But we, O God, need your forgiveness, for we are more attached to our things than we willingly acknowledge. Help us confront our attachment to possessions and things more honestly, so that we can share our abundance more equitably, as good troublemakers should always do. It is done.
And who would like to read the words of assurance?
I will.
Okay.
Words of assurance. We draw false and fleeting comfort from our material things. True comfort comes from God's love for us, and by responding with that same love to family, friend, neighbor, and strangers. By God's love we are forgiven. Let us do likewise. We are here to serve as good troublemakers for each other in peace and harmony with justice and abundance. For we are all God's children and are one with Him and each other as Yeshua has taught us. Be peace, love, and justice.
Thank you, Jeff. And I like this little picture, so I added it.
Here is a love vast as the ocean, loving kindness as the flood. When the Prince of Life, our ransom, shed for us His precious blood. Who is love will not remember. Who can cease to sing His praise? He can never be forgotten throughout heaven's eternal days. On the mount of crucifixion, fountains open deep and wide through the
We should not forget that our offering should be the first fruits of our labors, which we dedicate to God. Not only do we honor God by this offering, but it also helps us not to keep the best of what we have for ourselves. By giving our first fruits to God, we help to ensure that those who have little will receive something, and we who have much do not keep it entirely for ourselves. We pray you're joining our services here and would like to become a member of our band of good troublemakers. Please consider a donation to our church. You can make one-time donations or make them reoccurring. Thank you. Generous God, we thank you for all that we have and for all that will come to us. We gratefully return a portion of what we have to you. May our offerings sustain and support the work of this church to close the disparity between those who have much and those who have little in our communities. It is done. Amen. This pastoral prayer is going to be a little different from others you have heard. We live in a world of darkness. I understand this explosion of darkness is here to cause the masses to look inside and find you and cause a mass awakening. It is starting to happen. However, for centuries we have been taught to believe that you are unreachable without special ceremonies and guidance only from holy leaders. They hid the fact that you were inside all of us. Your light, truth, and love was always with us, buried deep inside, waiting for us to find you. Many do not understand that we are spiritual beings here having a temporary human experience, and it's not the other way around. Some are afraid to open their eyes and see that you are only here inside them and in all living and inanimate things. You are the life force that binds all there is together. You are everything, and we are in you. We were sadly taught to fear you and were unworthy of your love. Some people are terrified of waking up to find your light inside them. They have been misguided, taught that you are somewhere unreachable out there somewhere that we're not allowed to find. We have been called sinners and savages and unworthy of your love. But this is not true. It was only a system of control to prevent us from awakening and finding our true selves as eternal divine beings of light temporarily in this lower, dense, and dark 3D realm. I am not condemning the church, for they too grew up and began within the darkness. Now many branches of different churches of the tree are now starting to see the light, embracing Gnostic and other spiritual points of views with their own. They are discovering all their similarities that they have with each other and ignoring the petty differences that have caused wars, hates, genocides, and all sorts of crimes against humanity in the name of their God. All religions have the same basic core values and some unique truths others have not found yet. The slow blending of these truths together will create a beautiful tapestry of life here on earth. Religions have evolved over the course of history. Many fail as new truths are learned. We are now rising to spiritual truths instead of the ancient dogma of fear and untruth used to control the masses. What is our purpose of being here? I like what Christ has taught us. We are here to serve each other, to help each other grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, to share our understandings, truth, and resources with each other with love, acceptance, and understanding. This world is far from perfect. It lacks peace, harmony, and justice, mainly because our egos get in the way of this progress. Our egos are fearful, greedy beasts that is capable of so much darkness, ugliness, hate, and fear, and intolerance. But when it allows that spark of you in us to shine, it can create so much beauty, art, music, joy, love, and compassion. Christ taught us to be good troublemakers, to stand up to injustices of this world by letting our light shine brightly, to rise above the darkness and be an example for others to follow. It is starting to work. We can see the powers of darkness starting to falter in these last few weeks. Good troublemaking is making a difference. There is so much of it out there, we can't individually fight it all. You need to pick what's most important to you or affects you the most. Many are still fighting battles with themselves they need to resolve, and that's okay. Just keep moving forward. You will be with us soon enough. We all have to deal with our own demons before helping others. Together, peacefully, as good troublemakers, we can make a difference. Many have given their lives to good troublemaking because they knew they were eternal spiritual beings and were not afraid to die for the cause. This is not for everyone. Do what you can and what's right for you. Keep protesting, sharing information, writing those letters, boycotting, calling corporations and our political leaders. We can and are making a difference in this world. I am proud of the efforts of our little band of good troublemakers here at Tree of Life Church. You are all making a difference. You are all awesome at your good troublemaking. Keep up the good, peaceful work. Bless you all. It is done.
Amen.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why is my face on this on the screen all the time? Are y'all seeing that also? I'm just floating up there.
How about that red line? I don't know where that's coming from.
No, it's a picture of my face.
Hmm.
Y'all aren't seeing it?
Nah.
Okay, well, I'm good with it then.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind Sandra, but no, it's not.
I don't know how it got there, but I'm just kind of floating around.
I guess there's some Zoom quirks going on.
Yep.
We're seeing your actual face. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
Huh?
But not floating around.
Did the music sound tinny to anybody else?
It did.
Okay. I was wondering if it was just me or my phone or what.
It could be because we're about to have storms in this area.
Okay. Okay.
Because I can hear a little rumbling outside now. I have a series of short scriptures here. If we can get a couple volunteers to read them all, they're all very short.
I will.
Okay.
I will. But first, I just want to say, and same to you, Terry, with that blessing that you ended with in the pastoral prayer. That was such a beautiful pastoral prayer and so positive, and blessings to you too, Terry. Okay,
Thank you, Kathleen.
Proverbs 31, 8-9. Speak out for those who cannot speak, for the rights of all the destitute. Speak out, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and needy.
I will.
Okay.
Psalm chapter 82, verses 3 through 4. Give justice to the weak and the orphan. Maintain the right of the lowly and the destitute. Rescue the weak and the needy. Deliver them from the hands of the wicked.
I'll do this one. Micah 6:8. He has told you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to do justice and to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God.
Isaiah 1:17. Learn to do good, seek justice, rescue the oppressed, defend the orphan, plead for the widow. Amos 5:24. But let justice roll down like water and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream.
Matthew 25:40. And the king will answer them, truly I tell you, just as you did it to one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did it to me.
Luke 6:31. Do to others as you would have them do to you.
This is the last one. In everything, do to others as you would have them do to you. For this is the law and the prophets. It's the golden rule.
What a selection of scriptures, Terry. Thank you.
Great selection.
Yeah. Okay. The tree of life there is back. Like a tree that grows deep roots to flourish, we too must plant deep roots to have spiritual courage to stand up for justice in this world. That tree of life in this week's opening photo, as I have up again now, is a good example. Its seed fell into a cave with a light opening above it, landed on a ledge, received enough light and water, and still grew deep roots and flourished, even though it was surrounded by darkness. Just as we are in today's world, we too must grow our roots deep so we can shine brightly in this world full of darkness. Sadly, our world is mostly led by pesky, greedy, fearful egos of power-crazed politicians and business leaders that care only for themselves. When they generate vast wealth for themselves, while they have workers that can't even provide for themselves or their families on the poverty wages they pay. Yet they can buy off our politicians who are willing to gain vast wealth by accepting this bribery money they legalize for themselves. They will give favors to their bribers as they ignore the suffering and needs of their constituents. For every dollar a corporation or wealthy person bribes our politicians, they get back 100 to 1,000-fold for every dollar of that bribe given. Greed and bribery are two of the greatest sins against humanity. How wealth is attained in this country is nothing to be honored. We, the people, should be out in the streets peacefully protesting these vast sins against humanity as good troublemakers as God intended us to be. Yeshua had no problems with throwing the money changers out of the temple, condemning the bankers for charging interest, or condemning the wealthy as their workers starved in poverty. It takes great strength and courage to let our spirits rise up to shine and become good troublemakers to rise up against the injustices of this world, as Yeshua and other great spiritual leaders have done. We cannot afford to be like sheep in a world full of wolves. We have great spiritual good troublemakers here among us here at Tree of Life. It is awesome to see so many of you rising above the fear and standing up to make a difference in our world. We thank you for your service to others. It is our true purpose of life here on earth, to serve, give with compassion, to help, to heal, to teach, to share all with compassion, grace, and love. Yes, there will be some abusing our assistance, but they are few, and many really do need our help. We can't refuse to help others because of the unneedy few. Anyone holding back are not true followers of Christ's teachings. He placed no conditions on being a good troublemaker, in following his teachings, to standing up to injustices in our world. We are all sparks of God's love, and we are all connected through God. It's time for our true nature to shine brightly in this world, to drown out the darkness. Being complacent is why darkness in this world has the power it has. We must wake up and see the darkness for what it is. We have the power. We just need to turn down our pesky egos and let our light shine. It's not easy, for our egos are fearful of others, fearful of change, fearful of risk, fearful of lack. Fear was the controlling factor of our egos, and that's what kept us alive in prehistoric times, just as it still does with wildlife and nature. But that fear, for the most part, is now unjustified as we have evolved. Greedy, wealthy, and powerful men and women is what we should be fearful of, as they are addicted to that wealth and power and will keep it at all costs, no matter the harm caused to others or the planet. They cause all the wars, will allow harm to come to anyone or anything in their way. They seem to believe they can buy their way off this planet they are killing for a fast buck. This is where our attention and good trouble is needed. To peacefully protest, to boycott, to strike, to write and call them, to wake them up to the errors of their ways. They are being sinful as they are causing harm to others in our planet. That is what true sin is, period. Causing harm to others in the planet. Yeshua taught us this over 2,000 years ago, but it has yet to sink in. The Catholic Church has hidden this fact for centuries, as they too were greedy and power crazed. Sex is not a sin unless it is forced. They treat physical love as a sin. How crazy is that? All because they leave the church with their egos instead of the spirit. They buried the secret that divine spark of God is inside all of us, hid it away just to control the masses. Can't have the masses knowing God is inside all of us and that we are spiritual, eternal beings having a temporary human experience. They would lose all power and control over us. Good troublemaking must know that sacred activism is a fusion and spiritual awareness of compassion with urgent, radical action for social, environmental, and political justice. It transforms passive contemplation into practical engagement, ensuring that fighting systems of injustice and healing practical engagement of the planet is rooted in love, self-awareness, and personal resilience. This was rooted in traditions of figures like Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Rosa Parks, Cesar Chavez, John Lewis, and many more. This approach emphasizes that both inner healing and social change are inseparably linked together. This is to be moving away from the anger-driven burnout of violence towards a sustained, hope-filled advocacy. Peaceful protest by marches, sit-in, boycotting a business for unethical behavior, writing letters and emails, as well as calling owners, executives, and politicians to explain why you're protesting or boycotting them publicly. We are also acknowledging that all lives in this planet's ecosystem are bound together and interconnected as one. What hurts one hurts the other. We are all connected as sparks of God. We are all one with God and each other. God calls us to be good troubles, not compliant sheep. It takes good troublemaking to keep the darkness in check. Trump and Hitler are prime examples of unchecked darkness. Darkness will always do what we allow it to do. Without resistance, it plows full steam ahead and cares nothing of what harm it will cause. It is selfish, greedy, and immoral.
Mm-hmm.
Activism is vital because it drives social progress, challenges oppressive systems, and holds institutions accountable. By bringing awareness to critical issues, collective actions sparks legal and cultural changes while giving people a voice to shape their own communities. It builds stronger communities and people work together to resolve issues in a friendly setting. Activism creates tangible progress. Activism is the catalyst for nearly all historical and modern human rights, labor laws, and environmental protections. Sometimes it got violent, not so much from the protesters as it came for those not wanting to pay a fair wage
Mm-hmm.
or labor. Police and National Guard units were not there to protect the people. They were there to break down the protesters and strikers, to break the resolve for a fair share of the fruits of their labors. Activism gives a voice to the marginalized. It amplifies the concerns of the underrepresented groups, forcing mainstream society, media, and lawmakers to listen to their concerns and needs. Activism combats feelings of helplessness. Engaging in causes improves your psychological well-being. It fosters a sense of purpose and helps to turn despair into constructive hope. Activism encourages accountability. Grassroots mobilization prevents abuses of power from corporation, government, and privileged systems. Activation also builds community, working together towards shared goals. It strengthens local ties and builds resilient networks of mutual support. Our purpose on earth here is to experience all this physical plane offers. The good, the bad, the ugly is to give us a better understanding of our true spiritual size as we work our way up those higher and higher levels of being. We are just in kindergarten of all the spiritual plane we will grow through. We are here to help and serve each other with physical tasks and to help each other grow spiritually. As we need more and more, as we let more and more of our ego aside in our process of rediscovery, there is no real need to go over today's scriptures because they are very self-explaining about service and activism for others. There's many more examples in the Bible and more in other spiritual texts. What a wonderful world this would be if we all served and helped each other grow. There is plenty here for everyone. There is no need to hoard things and let others suffer from lack. Let's let go of our negative emotions and our overbearing egos. They do not serve us. They only hold us back from moving forward. Be like Christ, be a good troublemaker, and spread your light as you go forth with love, compassion, and tolerance, sharing yourself with passion for a better world. Remember, there is one rule that is in every religion or spiritual practice on earth. Do unto others as ye have them do unto you. One simple law common in every religion is all we really do need to go by. Yes, we do need traffic laws, or it would be insanity out in the streets and highways. But this one simple rule covers everything else. Being a good trouble is making our divine spark of God inside us to rule our lives with love and gratitude over our greedy, pesky eagles that ruled by fear. We have one more song before the recording of the service ends. Thank you all for being with us today and hope to see you back again next week. We are here to help you develop your spiritual growth so we can all become great troublemakers like Christ was.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I forgot to stop my share there, didn't I?
Justice is indivisible. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
We won't relent. We will fight until the end. We have been sent to protect and to defend. We won't relent. We will fight until the end. We have been sent to protect and to defend. Let justice flow like a river, flow from the peaks to the ground. Let justice flow like a river, till only freedom is found. We count the cost. We will pledge our very lives. All nation lost, but the kingdom will arise. Let justice flow like a river, flow from the peaks to the ground. Let justice flow like a river, till only freedom is found. Let justice flow like a river, flow from the peaks to the ground. Let justice flow like a river, till only freedom is found. The coastlines will know. The coastlines will know. The coastlines will know your justice. The islands will know. The islands will know. The islands will know your justice. The nations will know. The nations will know. The nations will know your justice. The coastlands will know. The coastlands will know. The coastlands will know your justice. Let justice flow like a river, flow from the peaks to the ground. Let justice flow like a river, till only freedom is found. Let justice flow like a river, flow from the peaks to the ground. Let justice flow like a river, till only freedom is found. We won't relent. We will fight until the end. We have been sent to protect and to defend.
That's very good.
As we end this live recording, we still do continue. To join us for personal prayer time after the service and after service discussions, please scan the QR code below to get our small Tree of Life app to add to your phone or computer. It takes up very little space. From it, you can join our service on Zoom, donate, join our email list, or send us an email with it. You will still also need to download the Zoom app to join us free. Thank you for being with us.